You love me. You really love me.
So anime, you went from being an ugly duckling that nobody wanted to be friends with to a beautiful swan, where even celebrities, sports stars, and even in Thanksgiving parades, anime is celebrated. But when it comes to the anime community, how could we go from this?
We're brothers. May I? Hug me, brother!
To this.
Hold on! This is my favorite. Hold on! Her sister was a witch, right? And what was her sister? A princess! The Wicked Witch of the East, bro!
I'm gonna stab him.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
It's my favorite
She
movie.
wore a crown and she came down in a bubble,
I'm
dog!
not fighting with you.
Grow up,
fighting
bro!
with you.
Grow up!
Get educated, but
So is the problem the timing when anime became popular is what is causing the toxicity in the anime community?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, just to give you a brief or possibly not so brief story of my anime origin. Now, I was exposed to anime through the Sci-Fi channel, and I was able to see an incredible anime movie called Akira, and that is when I became aware of what anime actually was. There were some shows that I watched. When looking back at it, I realized that it was anime, but Akira for me is my basically starting point. Now, where I'm from, you may be aware of through the accent which country I am from or not, but just to give you a clue, Nicki Minaj. In my country, it was not really an issue about watching anime. Some persons were more like, I would like to call it anime tourists, where some person was just fans of one show. For example, what was big in my country was Samurai X, Technoman, and as far as I remember, Dragon Ball Z as well too. Now, from the year 2000 to 2010, I wasn't really into anime. I think I didn't watch any anime at all during that time period, but around 2010, 2011, I started slowly getting back into the anime scene again. And I used to sail the seven seas, if you understand what I mean, by means of DVDs. And that's when I started watching things like One Piece and shows like Kenichi the Mighty Disciple, which I named my cat after. And I started frequenting forums like My Anime List as well as Anime News Network. And the scene on those forums were pretty chill. And there wasn't much toxicity, animosity. The only thing that persons were debating is possibly things like whose character is stronger than which character, but everything was pretty chill on those forums.
Correct!
So let's put a close to that story of my experiences with the anime and manga community during that time period of the 2010s, around that era, and let's come to the year 2020, in my opinion, which is the year and the years following that where anime took off, went into the stratosphere, to the situation that we mentioned at the beginning of this video, where everybody and their pet goldfish loves anime. We know what happened during that particular year where we had certain lockdowns in place, and of course everyone was kind of tired of Hollywood and there was nothing to watch because Hollywood wants to be like Sony PlayStation and want to remake and remaster everything. And we know that there were anime that could be found on Netflix as well as Amazon Prime Video. Even Disney Plus was getting into anime as well. And as we mentioned, persons started watching that. But keep in mind too that especially during the start of that decade of 2020, there was a process that was happening in society, and things was getting from, you could say it was already bad, but to get from bad to worse. But before we go into more detail about that, if you are enjoying what we are talking about, this interesting topic, hit the like button. But if you're really enjoying the video, hit the subscribe button. Here on this channel, we mainly talk about anime news, manga news, and even interesting topics like these that talk about the anime manga community. And we are on the road to 300 followers. So if you're enjoying the video, hit that red saucy subscribe button. And you notice in the video as well, we have some kicks and giggles. We get some laughs. We need some laughs in today's society, especially about this topic that we are talking about here. So again, let's get back into that interesting topic. Now, what I'm talking about is society's attitudes and behaviors started to take it was bad already, so to speak, but it started to take an even more extreme turn, starting with this whole situation that the world faced in that year, starting with 2020. And that attitude still prevails today because the way our persons were handling this whole situation, and I'm trying to avoid certain words not to get into trouble with YouTube, but there were certain behaviors many persons were displaying, especially on social media, and all persons were just extreme in their viewpoints, not willing to respect persons' the decisions on whether to do certain things or not to do certain things. And that type of behavior my opinion, came into the anime manga community, where persons have these very extreme viewpoints, even when it comes to works of fiction. So the point I am coming to is that anime became popular around the time when human society was getting more and more, their behavior was getting more and more worse. And again, as we mentioned before, persons came into the anime community with that extreme type of behavior. And that's why the reason why I mentioned what I mentioned about the experiences I had on Anime News Network forums as well as my Anime List forums, it was way less toxic as how things are, especially on social media. So we went to this extreme of being a community that, just enjoyed what we watched, what we read, to where persons can't express their opinions online without being harassed. And the one example that immediately comes to mind, because I've been following up from time to time with Chibi reviews, and he may have expressed things that may be offensive to some, but at the end of the day, why are we going to such extremes to harass someone, to say insulting things about their family, or even want to do terrible things to certain individuals like that? It's works of fiction, people. Then persons want to censor everything on this planet Earth that they don't like. My opinion on that is basically I censor myself if I don't want to see something or don't like a particular story because of its storyline or its characters. I just don't watch it. Then of course we want to wrap it up with this favorite one, hating on a show just because it's popular. So again, I coming back to the point that I wished, and probably it may be your wish as well, that anime would have been popular more in the 2010s than right now, because it's just, I may offend persons by saying this, but we have some very interesting characters coming into the fandom. But we wish there was a time when possibly it could have been popular earlier than later, and probably the anime manga community would have been extremely less toxic.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But of course, we're not going to end this video on doom and gloom, because at the end of the day, not all anime fans are toxic. Not all Boruto fans are toxic. We're not going to go to any extremes on this channel. So if you do find that sane anime manga fan, hold on to them and tell them to subscribe to this channel. So of course, let us know in the comments. I may be totally wrong on this topic, but again, the comment section is yours to express yourself of this particular topic. Do you think that anime became popular at the wrong time, during the wrong decade? Let us know how you feel about this topic in the comments. But don't forget, today is a video popping up on your screen right now. And again, this channel is all about news, whether it is on anime or manga. So I hope you enjoyed the video on your screen or the one that is in the description. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Go on.